Hi there, I'm Timothy Linsdau. I'm a video producer, Christian, and a Boy Scouter. I've been in and around Boy Scouts for over 50 years. Let's see what great things they have to say. Boy Scouts of America were founded in 1910, so that makes them over a century old. And one of the solid things that they ascribe to are the Scout Oath and the Scout Law. Now, the Scout Oath is on my honor. I will do my best to do my duty to God and my country. Right up front, it's God and country. Do my best to fulfill that oath. Let's think about that. God was an important part of scouting. Not a particular religion, but in a belief in God. Country, patriotism to your own country, concerned about what happens to it, what happens to the people that are in it. That's part of being a scout, very important. And to obey the scout law. Now I'll go through a little bit of the scout law later, as soon as I go through this, but there's 12 points of that law, and each scout must understand what they mean and be able to repeat that to a scout leader. To help other people at all times. And that's quite biblical. The golden rule, doing unto others as you'd have them do unto you. So you want to help others. You want to help those in need. And the scouts do that in their troop, in their patrols, and in their community. You've probably heard the story of one of the founders of the Boy Scouts of America being helped across the street in the fog, or given direction in the fog, by a scout, and he remembered that. That was part of being a Boy Scout. Let's see, keep myself physically strong, being a good steward of your body and health, what you eat, how you exercise, those type of things, dealing with any illnesses you have or shortcomings. There's a lot of things involved in that, of course, and that's being a good person, seeking good goals in life, being a gentleman, being of good character. All of these things matter. Well, some of the difficulties in our country has been developed in our culture probably over 50, 60 years ago, that you may, without repeating them, certain magazines developed certain cultures of poor behavior, and not many people said much about it, and they should have. And that's covered in the Scout Oath. Mentally awake, first of all, not being intoxicated, but being mindful of your mind, in good stead. Mentally awake, that you're behaving in a good way, that you're behaving and learning the proper way to behave in the world and those around you. Being mentally awake, mentally aware, mentally good civics, that you're aware of what's going on in your country and your community, and helping out where you can, dealing with that. Very important. And then morally straight, of course, that goes back to your belief in God, or a belief of doing the right thing, behaving properly, treating others as you'd want them to treat you. All of those things are really important. So this oath is said by every Boy Scout. Every person could follow this oath. It would be a better world. It's a terrific words. And a scout needs to know what this means, so they go through it. They learn about honor and doing my best, doing my duty to God, doing my duty in my country. They have to learn each one of these to obey the Scout Law we'll go through in a moment. Help other people at all times, what that means. Keep myself physically strong, mentally awake, and morally straight. And they have to learn what that means, and then what it means to them. And when they go to pass a rank, they go through a board of review, and they may be asked. They won't be retested, but they're asked what that means to them. The leaders of the troop want to know that they're getting something out of their experience in scouting. Okay, the Scout Law is trustworthy, loyal, helpful, friendly, courteous, kind, obedient, cheerful, thrifty, and brave, clean, and reverent. 12 points. And they have to go through each one and they learn what they mean, and again what they mean to them. Trustworthy, a scout tells the truth. Scout is loyal, where loyalty is due. Scout is helpful, helps others where he can at all times. Scout is friendly, is a friend to all. Tries to be a good son or a good daughter. Today we have girls in all parts of the program now. And they will be learning the same law and oath and be expected to learn it and to follow it. Scout is courteous, he's polite to all. Scout is kind, he treats others, he wants to be treated, the golden rule. Scout is obedient, he follows the rules wherever they are in his family, in the troop, his patrol. Scout is cheerful, looks at the bright side of life, and wants people to be happy besides himself. Thrifty. One of the things, there's merit badges, learning to be thrifty, personal development, personal fitness. All of those things are important in being thrifty. Having a budget, knowing how to handle money. Being thrifty with the when they go camping, they learn about how to buy food and how to prepare it with the least waste and the most nutrition. Scout is brave. He's willing to enter the fray, enter the arena in life, faces danger even if afraid. Very important. A scout is clean in mind and body. That's very important. He learns both of those. And I say he, and it's now he and she. The scouts. It'd be best if I just use the word scouts. Scouts are, know what it is to be clean in mind and body. Scout is reverent. Okay, a scout is reverent toward God. That's definitely stated in the Boy Scout handbook. He's faithful to his religious duties, and he respects the beliefs of others. Now that's an important part too. That's part of being friendly, courteous, and kind, and follows those rules. So Boy Scouts have some great things to aspire to. Now I say Boy Scouts because it's Boy Scouts of America, and now today we're going to call it Scouts BSA and make things a little bit easier. I've mentioned in other videos that the older scouting program, the ages are usually 14 to 21. Those programs have been co-ed for about 30 years. It's new for the Cub Scouts and the actual Boy Scout program. And now they will be for both. As times have changed and girls have become more adept and interested in more strenuous activities or being in the outdoors and enjoying those type of activities, they started to desire to be in those kind of programs, and that's one of the reasons BSA, I think, has done this. If you attend a sports store like REI or Cabela's, you'll see a good mix of male and female interested in more strenuous outdoor and exercise activities. So maybe it just is quite natural for that to happen. It also gives girls and boys an opportunity to develop in an honor-oriented program with the oath and the law, and I would say in a different environment than they may get anyplace else. And it could be a great benefit to them and a benefit to us and our country. So give scouting a look. Scouting BSA. Give it a look and see what you think. Even as an adult, you can be involved, and they're very protective of the scouts. You have to take youth protection training. You have to have pass a background check and be trained. So these things are very important, and they're very critical to the development of our youth. So thank you for the time. I hope you've enjoyed this. Like and comment on my video. Subscribe to my channel. Thank you very much.